Hi everyone. So you're at week 2 now, and you're going to deepen your meditation. If you feel like you're good staying with the 5 minutes, then stay with that for a while. You don't have to increase your time if you feel like that's all that you can give. The consistency with meditation is what's more important. A few of you have also asked me questions about different forms of meditation, and I want you to research and to play around with alternate forms of meditation. The one that I give in the book and the one that I lead through on the other videos are meant to be a guide for you. But if there's something else that works well for you, for example, if you have a practice of prayer, you can very, very easily use that instead of a formal meditation practice. You can use that as your meditation practice. If you're finding that it's really hard for you to find the time to actually sit, if you've got responsibilities, you have to get to work, you have kids, you have things that you need to get done, and it's very hard for you to actually find that time, then you can use, for right now, for the purpose of the Vibathon, maybe I was talking to one Viber and she said that really the only time she has to even think about clearing her mind is when she's driving to work. So I advised her to be in a place where when she gets in the car to drive to work, that she's using that as her meditation, meaning she's obviously not closing her eyes, right? But she's focusing on being present with driving. So she's not focusing on music. She's not focusing on figuring out what she's going to do when she gets to work and everything. She's literally focused for that period of time that she's driving on driving. What we're trying to do in meditation, remember, is bring our attention back to one place of focus. Would I prefer you to sit and actually form a practice meditation? Sure. That's what I'm passionate about. That's what I have found has truly worked to change my life. But you have to start where you are and finding something that you can do consistently, something that will allow you to get to that place where you start to clear away the thoughts, where you start to open up your field of perception to include the evidence and the opportunities for the things that you'd like to create in your life. The last thing about meditation, I want to remind you guys that meditation isn't a goal. It's not some place to get to. So meditation is simply the process of coming back. When you find that you've moved off into a thought, coming back as many times as you need to. So coming back to your point of focus, whether that is in your body, so the third eye point, the heart, if you're focusing on a mantra, if you're focusing on a prayer, when you find that you've moved off into a thought, just coming back to that place as many times as you need to. And you may find that there are some days where all you're doing is trying to come back to that point of focus. That's part of the process. So it's not about getting somewhere. It's not about achieving something in meditation. You just stay with the process. And that's how we train our mind. Okay, next, alternate nostril breathing. To go over that a little bit more. First, what does it do? Pranayama. The word pranayama means to control and direct the flow of prana, life force energy, through our body. Life force energy is the energy that rides on the breath. It comes to us in other ways as well, but primarily through the breath. And when we're doing alternate nostril breathing, what we're, in a very general sense, what we're doing is we're balancing out the left brain and the right brain. The sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight or flight system, and the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest system. For our purposes, from the standpoint of coming into a place of clearing our mind through meditation, it's an entry point. So it allows us to start to focus our breath while we're doing something slightly physical. We alternate the nostrils. So as I mentioned, as I showed you guys last week, you can either bring the first 2 fingers of your right hand into the palm of your hand. This is called Vishnu Mudra. Or you can take your 2 fingers to the forehead and leave them there. And then you alternate the nostrils with the thumb and the ring finger. When you're doing pranayama, it's important to keep the eyes closed and to go slowly, so to not force the breath or anything, to just inhale calmly, exhale calmly. If you're having problems with your breath, meaning that you're congested, there's a lot of allergies out there and everything, if you have a cold, instead of alternating the nostrils and constricting your breath that way, you can alternate your fists. So imagine that my hands were on my thighs. I would start with both hands open, and then I would close off the left hand. Well, it would be that if you guys were looking at it. Closing off the left hand, inhale through the right, close block both, and then exhale out the left.